Well, hello there, and welcome to another class. So for today's class, we are going to do a little bit of work for the low back, for the hips, and for your core. So for this class, as usual, I always recommend that you have a couple of yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, then grab a couple of books. I've got the windows open today because it's nice and sunny here, so a little bit more light coming in. And then we're going to start on our hands and our knees. So just pop the blocks somewhere that you can reach them. Find a tabletop position. So bring your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Spread your fingers nice and wide and then round your back up towards the ceiling, dropping your head and dropping your tail. Take a couple of breaths here. So as you push the mat away with the hands, really think about trying to breathe into the back of the rib cage. Try and keep your neck relaxed, your head heavy. And as you exhale, can you try to think about drawing the front body in? So as you inhale, breathing into the back, so really expanding the breath into the back ribs. And as you exhale, think about your bottom ribs pulling back, your low belly pulling back, your hip points drawing together. So you're trying to create space in the back of the body and just tightening up the front of the body just that little bit. So just lightly engaging those deeper core muscles. Try to keep the head heavy, remember, tailbone dropping towards the ground. And then very slowly from this cat position, you're going to start to move towards your cow position, moving from your tail to your head. So first of all, just think about your tailbone lengthening back. As if a little set of fingers is walking up your spine, you're pulling each vertebra away. So you're very, very slowly moving into that cow position. When you reach your cow position, pull the hands back towards the knees. Think about the chest expanding and opening, collarbones spreading apart. And just think about lengthening the head up and forward. So try not to kind of yank your head back. Try to always think about maintaining length in the spine. Then we'll start to move back towards our cat pose. So think about taking it really super slow. Draw your tailbone under. If that set of fingers was walking up your spine, you'd now be pushing each vertebra one by one into those fingers as you slowly round up. When you reach that full cat pose, drop your head down, drop your tail down, and now you're back in that starting position. So let's do this one more time. Now I'm going to explain what you want to think about in the front of the body. So as you start to lengthen your tailbone back, try to think about your pubic bone drawing away from your belly button, the low belly beginning to open, your bottom ribs opening, middle of the rib cage, upper part of the rib cage, collarbones spreading apart, and then eventually the head goes up and forward. And then we'll move back into that cat pose from tail to head again. So now as you start to tuck your tailbone under, think about the pubic bone drawing towards the belly button, the low belly pulling back, the bottom ribs drawing together, the middle of the rib cage, the upper part of the rib cage, collarbones moving towards each other, and then the head drops. Let's just take a little rest here for a second. Send the hips back to the heels. Find your version of child's pose. Just drop the head down. I quite like a little sway side to side. You can think about this as a back body stretch, but also usually quite a nice stretch for the lower back. And then we're going to come back up. At this time, we're going to come on to our elbows. And we're just going to try and move the pelvis. So bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. You can just interlace your fingers. As you press the elbows into the mat, pull your shoulder blades apart and once again just drop your head. Try and think about stabilizing the upper back by pulling the shoulder blades apart, almost doming through the upper back. And then just start to tuck and untuck your pelvis. So lengthen the tailbone up and back, and then tuck it under. Lengthen it back, and tuck under. So as much as you possibly can, trying to keep that upper body quite still. So you're just isolating this movement into the pelvis. And then from here, we're going to do little side hikes. So it's almost like you're wagging your tail. So if you try to think about squeezing your left hip to your left bottom rib, so trying to kind of make a little squeeze, closing that gap between the bottom of the rib cage and the hip, and then just release it back, and then squeeze right hip to right bottom rib, and then release back. So squeeze left hip to left bottom rib, release back, and right hip to right bottom rib. And you're just trying to keep the pelvis neutral for this. Just do a couple more. So now we're trying to activate the QL muscle, which is just kind of located between the bottom of the rib cage and the top of the pelvis. This little side to side wag, and keep it slow and controlled. And then find a neutral pelvis, and we'll start to try and bring this into some circles here. So again, keep trying to draw the shoulder blades apart. Try and keep the upper body as still as you can. Tilt the tailbone up, squeeze left hip to left bottom rib, tuck the tailbone under, and then squeeze right hip, right bottom rib. So tilt up, left hip, left bottom rib, tuck under, right hip, right bottom rib. Just do a couple more. Just nice, slow, controlled circles. And then start circling in the opposite way. So tilt up, right hip, right bottom rib, tuck under, left hip, left bottom rib. Keep going for a few more. And then tilt the pelvis up. Just walk the elbows forward a little bit. Sink the chest down towards the ground and just find a nice, gentle, easy version of puppy pose. Trying to keep the hips stacked above the knees. Just sinking the armpits down towards the ground. Just opening up through the front of the chest, the shoulders. And then from here, come back up onto your hands and we'll do some hip circles. So you're going to bring your knees just that little bit closer together. Pull your hands apart and then we'll do 3 circles in each direction. So just lift your left knee, bring the knee into the chest, bring the knee out to the side and then find an internal rotation. So twist that thigh bone down and under, kick the leg back and then close it off. And then 3 more. So just a nice big wide circle. Last one, I meant 2 more. And then we'll do 3 in the opposite direction. So you're going to kick back, squeeze your glute, bring the knee out to the side, bring it round and back, and then 2 more. Last one. And then we'll do the other leg. So right knee into the chest, out to the side. Find that internal rotation, kick it back, close it off. 2 more. Again, just keep them nice and slow and controlled. Last one. And then 3 in the opposite direction, kick it back, bring it out and round and back. And then 2 more. Last one. And then bring that knee back down. Again, just sit your hips back if you want to take the weight off your arms, off your wrists, just for a couple of breaths. And then from here, come back up, we're going to go back onto our elbows. So now bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, interlace your fingers, push the elbows down, pull the shoulder blades apart, extend your left leg back, come onto the toes, squeeze your left glute to lift your leg, and then bring the foot out to the side and tap the foot as close as you can so it's almost in line with that right knee. And then lift it and bring it back and tap. And then just do a few more like this, like you're drawing this big wide arc. So squeeze, bring it out, tap, bring it back and tap. Out and tap, back and tap. Let's do 2 more. And then this time when you bring it out, just land that foot so it's roughly in line with your right knee. And just take a little rock back and forward. So you're just stretching that inner thigh. Maybe hold the stretch for a couple of breaths. I quite like to send the hips back here. And then let's do the other side. I'll just quickly spin myself around, just in case you need to see. So elbows underneath your shoulders. Extend your right leg back, pull your shoulder blades apart, squeeze your glute to lift the leg, bring the foot out to the side, tap, bring it back and tap. So it's out and tap, back and tap. Just a nice, smooth as possible semicircle. Again, we'll just do a couple more. And then this time, bring that foot out, land that foot so it's roughly in line with your left knee. And again, just take a little rock back and forward until you start to feel a bit of a stretch on the inner thigh. Hold the stretch for a few breaths. And then come back up. Bring the knee back in. Back up onto the hands. Last thing on our hands and knees. If you do need any padding for your knees, by the way, feel free to double up your mat or add a blanket. So now we're going to extend that left leg back again. Try and think of finding a neutral spine. So try and think about pulling the hands back and that right knee forward a little bit. So you're feeling that engagement once again in your deeper core. Lengthen the crown of the head forward, the tailbone back. And then from here, squeeze that left glute to lift the leg. Have a little look at your leg. Try and think about the pinky toe pointing down so the hip is level. And then reach your right arm forward. If it feels too unstable, you can always keep that right hand down. And then from here, we're just going to tap the right pinky finger and the toes down. And then squeeze to lift back up. And then tap down and back up. 3 more, down and up. Last one, 2. And then last one, we hold. Either hold here or bring the right arm to the right, the left leg to the left, and then bring the right arm to the left leg to the right, crossing over. Just working on a little bit of core stability here. Just do this a couple more times. Just moving the arm and leg in opposite directions for 3, 2, and 1. Ooh. Bring the hand and the leg down again. Take a moment, sit back. Let's do the other side. So find that neutral spine, tabletop position, right leg back. Squeeze your glute, lift your leg, check that pinky toe is pointing down. Try and keep a neutral spine, so watch out for that rib flare or reach your left arm forward. And then tap down, lift back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. And then again, bring the left arm to the left, right leg to the right, and then cross over. And then out and over. One side might feel easier than the other. Let's do another 3, 2, 1, and bring that hand and knee down. One more time, sit the hips back, child's pose, take a few breaths. And then from here, we're going to come to a seat. So just finding a seat. We'll do some abs roll downs here. So feet on the ground. Reach the fingers forward. If you need to, you can also use the backs of the knees to help yourself up as well. So reaching the fingers forward, tucking the pelvis under. Slowly come down just a little bit. And then think about drawing your bottom ribs and your hip points together to pull yourself back up. And then again, rolling down, curling the spine down. And back up. Couple more. Down. Back up, trying to get a little bit lower each time if you can. And then this time we're going to lean back. As far as feels slightly uncomfortable, keep reaching the fingers forward and then just bring the right arm out to the side. Take a twist, tap the fingers behind and then come back and then left arm back. Tap and back. Still leaning back if you can. Right, back, left. 3 more each side. Right, left. Last 2. I know it's hard. Bring yourself up a bit if you need. Last one. And then see if you can roll down with control all the way onto your back. Just make sure you've got one of your blocks handy. So just pop it to the side so it's in arm's reach. And then from here, just try to find a neutral spine. So take a moment, do those little mini pelvic cat-cows with your pelvis. Find a neutral spine so you've got that little gap between your low back and the mat. When you're doing your abs exercises, if you do find that you really feel it in your low back, just try to think about tucking the pelvis under a bit more and pressing the low back down a bit firmer. From here, start to bring the knees above the hips. Calves parallel to the mat. Pull the tops of the feet towards the shins. You can just relax the arms down by the side. I'm just going to lift mine up just so you can check and see the neutral spine. You can also lift them up. Sometimes that helps me as well. Just kind of taking hold of the opposite hand. As you inhale, start to lower your right heel down towards the ground. Maybe it taps, maybe it doesn't. And then as you exhale, bring the knee back above the hip. And then inhale, lower your left heel down. Exhale, bring it back. Just keep going like this. Make sure you keep the knees bent to start off with. And try and avoid any movement in the spine. So try not to let the ribs flare. I always think on the exhale, think about those bottom ribs and hip points drawing together. And you can always take that sharp exhale through the mouth as well. Keep it slow and steady. Just keep going. So inhale to lower and exhale to bring it back. And again, this is starting to work on our deeper stabilizer muscles. Slow and steady wins the race, as they say. If this feels okay, you can always take a rest whenever you need. But if you're feeling this is quite easy, as you inhale now, we straighten the right leg. We hover the heel off the ground. Exhale, bring the knee back. And then you push the left heel forward, straightening. Exhale, back. And again, just keeping it nice and slow and steady. If you start to find that your low back is lifting a lot and your ribs are flaring, just go back to the bent knee version. Keep the breath steady. Let's just do another couple each side if you can. Last one each side. And then just let the knees drop into the chest for a few breaths. Take a rock side to side. Now bring your arms out to the side, palms down. Press your hands down, bring your shoulders down. Bring your knees back above your hips. Once again, pull the tops of the feet towards the shins. Try and keep the knees as close together as you can, and we'll take some side twists. So begin to lower the knees towards the right. Try and keep that left shoulder down. Just go as far as you can without that left shoulder lifting. And then squeeze the knees together, bring them back through center, and lower them towards the left, trying to keep that right shoulder down. Back through center, over to the right. You can always look the opposite way if it feels good. Back through center, and over to the left. Once again, let's see if we can do 3 more each side. So over to the right, and then twisting to the left. Last 2, right, and left. Last one each side, right, and left. And then just bring the knees back through center, just drop them all the way over to the right. And just take a few breaths in an easy, relaxed twist. Just relax your left shoulder. If it lifts, that's fine. Then press your hands down, bring the knees back through center. Drop them over to the left And again, just take a few deep breaths here. Bring the knees back through center. Bring the feet onto the ground. Bring your arms down by your sides. Press your feet down. Without moving your feet, think about dragging the heels back so you feel the hamstrings, the glutes engage. Keep pressing your forefoot down as you begin to lift your hips up towards the ceiling, moving into a glute bridge. As you move into your glute bridge, keep the feet pressing down, keep the heels pulling back, but think about the knees almost moving forward, so you're maintaining length in the low back. Hold for a few breaths. And then very, very slowly just start to bring the spine down, vertebra by vertebra. Make sure your block is handy if it wasn't already. Press your feet into the ground, pull back through the heels, lift the hips into your glute bridge, and then grab your block from here, bring the block underneath the back of the pelvis. So it wants to go right underneath the back of the pelvis, not on the spine, the low back, so just where your sacrum is. That little triangular shaped bone at the base of your spine. Lower your hips down onto the block. The block also wants to be going horizontal on its lowest height. And then from here, bring the knees into the chest. And just let the knees go back and forward. Just give yourself a little massage on the low back. You can also bring the knees kind of side to side. So you want to think about that little triangular bone and think about those little dimples in your low back. And you're almost trying to massage the area around those little dimples. So your SI joint, if you know where your SI joint is. You can also do some circles here. So you're massaging the whole area around the sacrum. You can circle in the opposite direction. Then bring that left knee into the chest. Pull it in nice and tight. Reach your right leg forward, but keep the right leg really active. So you can point the toes or flex, it's up to you. But try to think about pulling up on the pubic bone, so you're tucking the pelvis under. Keep the bottom ribs drawing in and down. Squeeze your right hip crease to lift that leg up. And then very, very slowly with control, reaching through your foot, lower the leg down. Just hover when you start to feel like your pelvis might tilt back, your ribs might want to flare. Hold it there, and then do it again. Squeeze to lift. Super, super slow. Lower the leg down. One more time. Squeeze to lift. And then this time as you lower the leg down, hold it active. Reach through your foot. Keep pulling the left knee in. You might find you shake a little here. That's quite natural. And then just let the leg relax and enjoy the stretch in the front of the hip. The heel might come down, it might not. Doesn't really matter. Just keep pulling that left knee in. Take a few deep breaths. Try to think about breathing into your pelvis. And then let's swap sides. So now right knee in, left leg forward, leg is active, reaching through the toes or the heel. Squeeze your left hip crease, lift the leg. And then as slow as you can, lower the leg down. And again, squeeze to lift. And slowly lower. Remember, don't let your pelvis tilt back if you can. One more time, squeeze to lift. Slowly lower. This time hold active, reaching through your foot. Keep pulling that right knee in. for 3, 2, and relax the leg. Take a few deep breaths. And then bring that left knee in. You might want to take another little rock side to side, a few circles around the sacrum. This is really good if you do get low back pain. Just giving yourself a bit of self-massage. And then let's bring our feet onto the ground. Press into the feet, lift the hips, slide the block away, and very slowly bring the spine down. From here, just roll over onto your side. So any side will do. I'm starting on my right hand side. I've got my right elbow underneath my shoulder. My forearm is on the mat. I've made a fist and I want to press my forearm down, hug my arm bone into the socket. My knees are bent. Turn your chest slightly towards the ground. Hug your right ribs in. So imagine somebody's poking you from below into the ribs and you're trying to pull the ribs away. And then start to lift the hips, moving into a modified side plank. If this is enough, just stay here, come down whenever you need, or we'll just do a couple of little taps. So you're going to lower your hips down and then squeeze your side waist, your side ribs to come up. And again, lower and tap, squeeze to lift, that's 2, 3, 4, and 5, hold. For 3, 2, and slowly come down. Let's do the other side. So lie on your left hand side, elbow underneath the shoulder. Again, hug the arm bone in, press the forearm down. So make sure you're nice and secure and solid in that shoulder joint. Turn your chest slightly towards the ground. Hug your left ribs in. Lift the hips. Option to stay here or do 5 taps. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold for 3, 2, and slowly come down. Find a seat. Reach the arms up, interlace the fingers, turn the hands, push up. And then just bring your left hand down. Take a side bend to the right. Breathe into those right ribs. Come back, interlace the fingers, turn the hands, push up. And then right hand comes down, lean to the right. Come back, bring the hands behind you, sit back. Just bring the feet onto the ground and then just roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. Bring yourself a bit more upright, drop the knees side to side. Windshield wipering through the legs, just finding a bit of internal, external rotation for the hips. Find a seat again. Just interlace the fingers, turn the hands to the backs, the hands are facing forward, chin to chest. Pull your shoulders apart. And then release, just give your shoulders a roll up and back. Up and forward. And that is us done for today. So I hope you enjoyed that little class. Let me know if that was something you enjoyed. Let me know if there's anything else you would like. And I shall see you all very soon. Have a wonderful day.